Hey, welcome back, everybody, to another week of Bibbidi Bobbidi Bros. I'm Josh. This is Pierce.
Hey,
This week, we got some news. We got some clarifications, and we're hoping we have time to get into some 626. Little work here on, that Stitch Day was back on the 26th, so it's kind of like the week of Stitch. And, why does Disney feel like family? We're going to touch on that a little bit. Pierce got some good stuff on that, I'm sure. So we'll chat it up, and we'll see. We'll see what we think. You have to tell us if you agree or not with where we stand. But to start it off, hasn't been a lot. We've been just going steady. Work's been busy. I guess we've had plenty of volleyball, and Addie just had her 13th birthday party. So, yeah, that's what it's been. Just day to day. We have a busy month in June. I think we've discussed this before. So it's 3 birthdays and Father's Day all into 1 month. So, keeps us moving. And I'm broke. And I leave for vacation on the 9th of July. So I'll be even more broke. And we had card trouble again. And I needed a new TV, and Addie's getting braces in July, and I've got to afford a cruise in January, and I need another job. I'm going to have to pick up some extra work, because all of a sudden, things we did not expect, you know how it goes. Things need fixed, car trouble here and there. It's just stuff you don't plan for, but you know it's going to happen, so we kind of plan for it. We had some money saved back, but not a $3,000 bill. So, it is what it is. We'll work it out.
Yeah.
Money always comes around one way or another. It works itself out.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
might be poor for a little bit, but do what we got to do.
And just tighten the belt. Isn't that what they say?
That's what they say, but that's why I'm drinking water. You got to reduce the sodas.
Kirkland's finest. Yeah. Water's probably just good for you anyway, though, so that's nice.
I did have, had a doctor's appointment. They were not jacked about that, and neither was I. So, yeah.
And not all good news. Not all good news, all good news. Or all good things, all good things.
No, most of it was unfavorable. So,
Yeah, well, you are elderly now at 42, so.
No, I don't think it's anything too detrimental, but, maybe we'll be surprised, Get some surprise news we can all be excited for.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
Yeah. Dark humor starts to set in. That's never a good thing, so we'll keep it light and happy for the Bros podcast. But also remind me to tell you something off air, because
okay,
that's good stuff. Not everything is for our massive amount of fans. Even though the people who do listen to this, I would probably all tell that news to anyway. But you never know. So yeah. What about you? What's going on?
Dude, potty training for my youngest. Oh man, it is something. It was so easy for Lily to potty train. Yeah. It took 2 weeks for her from hey, you need to start doing this, to, okay, you're doing pretty good. And then through the night's fine.
Yeah.
Now, we would put pull-ups on her for a while, but most of the time they were dry anyway, overnight.
Yeah. Just to be sure.
Dude, Violet, she's she knows how to pee on the potty. She knows how to do it. She's done it. She did it 4 or 5 times yesterday.
Yeah.
She also pooped in her underwear twice today. She also sat on the potty and said she didn't have to go, pooted, and then peed and pooped at the same time. And it's but you literally just, I'm not kidding you, Josh. 30 seconds, if that. She told me, I don't have to go, and was dead serious. So, and Lily was never like that.
The other night she was with us, and she goes, yeah, I just want you to change me. And you're like, no.
Yeah, I'm not doing it anymore.
Just change me.
Now, to be fair,
this is before she did it, too. Oh, shoot.
To be fair, though, she's not 3 yet. So it's not like it's like it's not like she's 7, and
Right.
we're fighting
No, no.
that fight.
I get it. Yeah.
But she does need to be potty trained before she goes to preschool in January, which I know seems like a long way away, but potty training can be a bear. So we
Mhm.
wanted to, get it
Yeah.
nipped now, get her all locked in and confident. But I think she spent more time on the potty this weekend than she did anything else. She did a lot of potty sitting.
Because you didn't let
And
her
then she
get
would be
up.
like, no, she'd be like, I have to go potty. And be like, okay. So we go and set her on the potty. And then she'd just sit there. Like, you gotta go? No. Like, well, now you're here, so you have to sit some. So, but she is doing better. Like I said, she used the potty like 5 or 6 times yesterday, and she used it a couple of times a
Uh,
day. She's had no pee accidents, so that's good. I mean, because
yeah.
that's like the gateway to just continual, you
Sure.
know. But she does still like, you know, diaper.
Yeah.
Like, there's
I
definitely
mean,
a question mark on the end of that. Like, could we do that? Could we do that again? That was
yeah.
nice. Um, Learned that signed Lily up for soccer today for just
Oh,
like a
yeah.
short, like 6 weeker,
Yep.
like a little fundamentals type thing starting in July. And I said I would coach too. So that, because Lily's
Yep.
been begging me to coach, because I coached one of her games the last season she played. And
Yep.
I think that was her favorite game. I think she just thought that was so cool. So she's asked me like numerous times to coach her. And I've never really wanted to coach her because I just want to be a parent and watch and give her all my attention. You know what I mean?
Yep.
But she's asked so much that I was like, all right, I'll sign up to coach you your fundamentals and all that kind of stuff. So we'll see if I have to or not. They might have
Yeah.
enough coaches and not need it, but
Yeah.
yeah. So there's
You'd be all
that,
right at
and
it. I think you'd be good at it.
yeah, yeah, I think so. I weirdly have patience for that stuff. I don't have patience for other stuff with kids, but I do
Yeah.
for like that. So, I can laugh it off and it's fine. Um, but yeah, I bought a Grail pen yesterday that I didn't even know I needed.
Oh, this is
Um,
not piercing pins yet. We're not to that segment
I don't
yet.
have any pen. I don't have any pen news today, so
Oh
we're
my
gonna talk
gosh.
pens now.
Piercing
I
pins.
did. Yeah.
That was the intro.
So I bought a Grail pen. I don't have it yet because I ordered it. Got it on Whatnot.
Just
So I'll
teasing
put a
us.
picture of it somewhere around here. But it's basically like, I'll describe it since you can't see it right now. But
All right.
it's like Chip or Dale dressed up as the Yeti,
Oh,
scaring
yeah.
the other one.
Yeah.
So it's like as I told Gwen, like I was amazed. I'm watching this Whatnot or listening to it, like going through Kroger last night to get some quick groceries for the week. And I was just listening to it. And then the lady that was selling it was like explaining. And I was like, I looked at my phone. I was like, oh my God, I didn't even know this existed. And I told Gwen, I was like, this is like the trifecta of pens. It's
So wait, hold
Chip
up.
and Dale.
Hold up. This became a grail pin from the second you saw it. It wasn't a grail
That's
pin
what I'm
like you had
saying.
wanted
That's what I'm
it
saying.
forever. It was just like
Hey, I started this quick little segment off by saying the grill pen I didn't know
I didn't
existed.
understand.
So
Yeah, I get it now.
yeah, so it's Chip and Dale. It's a Yeti pen, which is what I collect most, and Chip and Dale is my characters, and then Halloween, because it's the Halloween pen, and
It's,
Halloween is my favorite pen.
yeah.
Like my favorite Disney pens are Halloween season. So oh my God, I saw it and I was like salivating. And you had
So
asked
the
me
tap,
like
tap, 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 tap.
how much would I spend on a pen?
Yeah.
That one cost me $35.
Oh, that's
So
way
that was
cheaper
kind
than
of
I expected.
that was kind of expensive for me. So that I don't usually spend those type. Like
Yeah,
I'm
but
normally like on a Whatnot, I'm buying like the cheapo like $10 pens or less.
I
So I
feel
don't
like though,
usually
think
spend
about
too
that.
much on those.
If your cheapo is 10 and your grail is 35, that's not a lot of a range. I mean, I think most people probably thought, oh, he
No,
paid $250 for this pin. And
no.
then
Well,
we'd be
there
like,
are out there. I
okay.
mean,
Yeah.
Gwen got a cool pen. If I can remember, I'll take a picture of it and post it here too. That's like a fantasy pen. So it's not a Disney pen, but it's a Disney associated pen. So basically
Okay.
it's Briar Rose Sleeping Beauty. and then the fairies are around her or something like that. And it's like the size of my hand. Um,
Oh snap!
and it's worth like a whole bunch of money, but she traded for it.
That's like a
So,
brooch.
yeah, it's
Moving
huge.
beyond pin at that point. I don't know what you would call it,
So
but
if I, like I said, I'll take a picture of it and post it so you guys can see it. But it's pretty cool. I was really excited for her because like she had saved some pens to trade with another person, like another lady she knows. And they sent them through the mail and all that stuff. And
oh, that's cool.
she got them the other day, and she was just jacked up about it. So that's really cool. You know, and I feel like that's what pen trading is about. Is not just about like, I found this sweet pen on a board, but it's also like the camaraderie of traders that actually are good people that like say, hey, I have this Aurora pen that I'm not an Aurora collector. It's worth
Yep.
about yay amount. I'm looking for these types of pens. And Gwen's like, well, I have like a Beauty and the Beast pen or whatever that I'm not collecting. I don't even remember what she
Oh yeah.
collect or what she traded. But just for instance, that they were able to, swap some pens and everything. So that was really cool. And we'd also bought they have like Brush of Magic pens right now. Like on a monthly, weekly type thing where they have new pens coming out. And there was a mystery pack that came out that there's all different characters. And we got a Simba and a Pegasus. And we bought two packs and they have two mysteries in each. Well, of course, we got the exact same pack
Oh,
both
so
times. So she went on a Discord channel that she's on for trading pens,
yep.
and she'd never done it before. But she reached out basically like, "Hey, does anybody have the chip and the mini, which is also another pack? Like they're always together. The Chip and Dale and a mini because I collect Chip and Dales, and she likes
Yep.
minis. So." Sure enough, some lady was like, "Yeah, I have those, and I really want Pegasus, and I'll take Simba too, then, and just make it an even swap." So they have this whole process where you have to like show that you have your tracking number ready and everything like that. So then
Yep.
basically you ship it at the same time so no one's getting scammed. So
Yep.
we'll be really excited to get that in the mail because I wanted the chip one because obviously Chip and Dale, I wanted those. So yeah, it's just like there's like a camaraderie and like it's a nice group of pen traders that you can meet out there, and that's really nice. And it's a way of like not having to pay top dollar for a pen, like a mystery pen, um, because other people might be willing to trade it, and all you really are paying for the shipping cost to get it from one place to the other. So
Yeah.
yeah,
That's
but I
some
think
pretty
that's
good.
about all that's been going on. I'm sorry,
That
go
was
ahead.
that was pin piercing with Pierce, where he'll pierce your heart and pierce your board.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
You need a theme song.
Hold on. Pin piercing with Pierce, where he'll pierce your heart and pierce your board.
Ding. That's ridiculous.
I
So
love
anyway,
it.
but yeah, so I think that's about all. I haven't mowed my lawn in like a month, so the backyard
Great.
is the Amazon forest back there.
I haven't
But
sprayed my yard all year. And if Derek's listening to this, I've let him down completely because I have not given him any advisement on his yard. I have been a terrible friend. Shame on me. I'm sorry, buddy.
yeah,
So, my yard is
well,
getting weedy. I went to go
my
spray the
yard.
other day.
Mhm.
Battery is no longer working in the backpack sprayer, so I had to buy a new one. $75 for the little battery that goes in it. That irritated the crap out of me. My brother's yard needs help. Everything needs help. It's going downhill. I
Well,
haven't
when
even
you
got
get
my
that
patio
sprayer out,
furniture
you can
out.
come.
Nope.
You can come spray my
Nope.
yard too, because I got
Nope.
some weeds around the perimeter that I don't like.
Hey, you're a grown man. You own a
With a
house.
best friend that knows how to deal with weeds.
Former best friend. Former
Ding.
best friend. Nope.
But yeah, I don't think I got anything else.
All
I don't
right.
remember anything that happened. It's
All
all
right.
a blur.
Well, go ahead and start all your retractions.
It's not retractions. Just let's do some clarifications. Okay, so on the last pod, we talked about the resort hopping and the buses at Disney Springs and all that. So let's just do some quick clarifications. Some of the things we talked about, we kind of said like we don't know, but we're really hoping that it's not like a complete screw you guys. We're taking our ball and going home type thing. from
Also, I want to
Disney.
say
And
we're not an info podcast. If you're
correct.
getting your Disney information from us, this is the disclaimer.
And
You're
only
screwed.
us.
Yeah, you're
Yeah,
screwed.
and
You're
only,
screwed.
yeah.
Royally screwed.
Mhm.
Reach out to an actual travel agent, Sarah Coyle. Reach out to any other podcast that actually gives you valid information, because we're just here to talk crap, and that's about it. So,
Yeah.
anyways, we are going to try to do our best to fix our miscommunications when we do catch them. But I don't want to ruin anybody's trip because you're relying on us solely. Do your research, double
Yes.
check.
Yes. And yeah, obviously you could always go in the comments and ask, or just do your own research or ask your travel agent, like you said.
Yep.
But for this particular case, the clarification is basically if you are staying at a resort, you can use the buses from resort to resort. That's about it. If you're not staying at a resort, you can't get on a bus at Disney Springs and go
Yeah.
ride it to a resort.
And we did talk saying we weren't
If you
sure
if you
entirely
have
on that.
yes.
And we were hoping that would be the case. And it is. So
Right.
you can stay at Pop and still go to Animal Kingdom Lodge if you want to and see it, or go to the Contemporary, the Floridian. You don't have to have a reservation to that resort. You just have to have a reservation to one of the resorts.
Yeah. And if you have tickets to, say, Animal Kingdom, to my understanding, is they're not checking buses at Animal Kingdom to go to resorts. It's only at Disney Springs. So technically, you could go to a resort if you have a not a ticket for a park that day. So technically,
That
you could go pay to park at Animal Kingdom, and then go to Animal Kingdom and be like, hey, I'd like to eat at such and such. Go take the bus to such and such, eat there, and then take the bus back. You can still do
correct.
that, but you're paying to park at, or you're using your annual pass parking. But still, you'd have to go there to then take the bus to a resort.
I would like to say that this is something I should have known. I just have never really done it or had any need to do it, so I didn't know. But apparently there isn't a route to get to the parks from Disney Springs. Like, they only go to the resorts. So I misspoke there. I just assumed. Surprised that you can't, but I guess it does make things a little easier if you're not pumping that route through. I just have never went to a park from Disney Springs. I've never had a need. I've come straight from the resort, or I've parked myself. And all annual passes do have parking included. So it may not be a money grab. It might be just for them to try to smoothen out the congestion. I don't know if it's going to work, but we'll see how this goes. There's always a pretty good reason. They do a lot of research, so I don't know why I question them, but I do.
think it would be naive to think that it wasn't a slight money grab, or at least like maybe not a money grab, but like we're going to remove this way of you getting around it. Like,
yeah.
We understand you might not go that way and you might go do something different, but I just see it as
a chance.
yeah, we're going to take an option away, and we're going to try to make the Disney bubble even more bubbly.
Yeah, and Sarah made a good comment to us. I don't know that I totally agree with her, but I can understand where most people would. That it's not such a terrible thing to say, hey, you have to be on Disney property, staying on Disney property to use Disney resort busing. I mean, you do pay for it. It is a perk. So I was kind of crapping on it like, hey, they're just nickel and diming again. I still don't know where I stand on that. I still feel that way a little bit, but I can definitely see the other side of that argument being like, hey, they did pay for it. Let's maximize the experience for the people who actually paid for it, instead of giving it up to everybody else who didn't.
Yeah, and I do, like, I hadn't thought of it this way, and I watched some like TikToks and YouTubes about it, and one of the guys pointed out, like, technically before Saturday, you could have driven to Disney Springs with your pool attire, got on the bus, rode the bus to All Stars, where they rarely check you at anything, like at the pools,
Yeah.
and went into
And
the
just
pool.
That'd be so shady, but I guess that is possible. Maybe they found more
Y- y-
people doing that than I
Listen,
thought.
you can't say that it didn't ever happen. Like somebody's had to been like, "Hey, you want to go to Disney? Like, go to a Disney pool today? Let's do it. Here's how to do it for
Sure.
free."
Yeah. This
Um,
is where the
but I don't think it was a crowd issue from people doing that. I think it's more like people were, "Hey, I would like to go eat somewhere, so we can just go eat somewhere." And or
yeah,
you want to go check out the Grand Flow? Let's go check out the Grand Flow.
sure. Um
And this allows for more security.
that's what I was getting at. This is the one thing that we talked with Sarah, and I do believe this is where I do sit on this. It is a good thing for security because if you don't have a reservation, you're really not able to get through the gate to these resorts. Does that stink a little bit? Because if you want to just check out resorts for where you want to stay, sure. I guess you need to get a reservation somewhere and stay a night at All Star and then do that. I mean, that's just I don't know if they're not letting cars in to go resort hop. Uh, it makes sense they're not going to let you jump on the buses and do the same thing.
Yeah.
It does. It is a crack in the security if you're looking. And then in this day and age, I'm not a hater on that. I do kind of like that. I want everybody to be safe. So I guess I've softened on this a little bit. I don't think there were that many people. And I've said this before. If you were really going to Disney Springs, hopping on the closest resort and then taking those buses into one of the parks to not have to pay for parking, it is going to take forever. Like I'd rather pay the $20 or whatever, $25 to park and be done with it. You're already paying a ton. And the only people who would have really benefited from that, most of it would have been annual pass holders that don't have parking, and they get parking. We've clarified that they do have parking included. So
Yeah.
it's
At
just
Disney
a few
World, yes.
at Disney World. So it is just a few off-site guests, and I think you probably just plan that into your day. If it's an extra $100 for all 4 parks or whatever. Like, I'm not jumping after paying everything I've paid. I'm not going to take 3 times the amount of time to get into a park just to save $100. That's not me. I think most people are that way. So
Yeah.
maybe it's a net positive in the end because it does clean up the security, and I'm big on that. So
Yeah.
yeah, that's my
And
take.
it'll be interesting, especially around the holiday season, if it's going to be a little bit thinner. Um,
Yep.
okay. So that brings us to the news. And the first big piece of news is, have you heard that they're not bringing back the tree at the Grand Flow?
I have not heard they're not bringing back the tree. Hopefully, I'm not jumping into too few news. You can cut it out here if you need to. But I have heard they're not doing the giant gingerbread house anymore.
I said tree. I'm an idiot. Yes.
Okay.
I even have it written down, gingerbread house. I was
thought maybe that's
thinking
what
of
you meant.
trees.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're
the
doing a
gingerbread
bunch
house.
of mini ones, though. They're going to do a bunch of.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
I
it's
know.
going to be lamer than it was. I
I
mean,
knew
come
you were
on.
gonna
What are
be
we
bummed.
talking about?
I knew you were
Now, I
going to be
was talking with Gwen about this. Gwen about this. Like, I know, like, Disney prints money. They have a way of getting money
Right.
from everybody that goes there.
Yeah.
But just think how much it costs to build that gingerbread house every year. The amount of utilities needed, the gingerbread, all that kind of stuff, the bakers to do it, the bakers to construct it.
You know what I want?
I
want it
I
to
can't
look
imagine
like
how much that costs.
I want it to look like one of your villages you put up at Christmas, only with a bunch of different gingerbread stuff. So create a little town that people can come look at instead of one giant one. At least do something cool like that. Don't just show me a few displays of individual ones. Like make it scenic with a train running around it or something. I don't know. That's me, but I was a little
that would be
disappointed to
cool. I
hear
hadn't
it.
thought about that. I'd heard they were going to do like little things, and I was like, I've read enough. I mean, I actually don't have a problem with them just saying like, there's no space for this anymore, and that's kind of like one of the
Yeah.
the things I had read that they were kind of saying like there's not enough space now with the remodel and everything, which okay, whatever.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
it's like
I heard that
that
news
is
and
like
thought,
there is like an institution built around the gingerbread. I mean, we have a pin around here somewhere from
I
the
know
gingerbread house from years ago, and you know,
it goes into the lore, the Disney lore.
yeah.
It's another thing that you will,
R.I.P.
for the next 40 years, you will talk about how you wish they'd bring it back. And then what they'll do is on an anniversary, they'll bring it back and be like, oh man, I'm going to go to that party. I wasn't going to go to a trip
Yeah.
this year, but they're bringing back that gingerbread house. So I'm
And
going
then
to
I'm gonna go
go.
see it, and I'm gonna like, yeah, that's about how I remembered it.
Yeah. 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 They know what
Because I
they're
thought it
doing.
was. I'll say this: I thought it was neat that it was constructed, but then when I saw it, I was like, yeah, it's a life-size gingerbread house.
Right. It's just, yeah,
I mean, it's really cool. I mean,
it
it's
is
really
cool.
cool. But when you're at seeing everything else in Disney, it's kind of like, yeah,
So
fits the
if
mold.
this goes back to if I was an annual pass holder, that'd be like a yearly Christmas thing I would do with my kids.
Mhm.
Problem is now you can't easily anyways because you can't jump park hop as easily as you used to. And with that it's kind of like it's not a top priority for me when I go. I have seen it. It is cool, but it's never like I don't lose a lot of sleep over it. I don't because
Now, technically, as an AP, you could go get your park tickets or whatever
you
for
could off the
Epcot
monorail.
or Magic Kingdom. Get on monorail. You're right, the
You
Grand
could.
Flow. So that wouldn't be the end of the world for
It
them.
wouldn't.
But
It would still
I
be
understand,
possible.
like as a local that doesn't have an annual pass, I could see them being like, well, how am I supposed to go see this now?
Yeah, I could see how if you're a local though, that would have been like one of your traditions with your kids to do. That is cool. But as someone who goes to the parks every 1 to 3 years, I lose no sleep over this one. I know there are some diehards that will be slashing me for that, but that's my take. I'm not as deep into some people. There are some people who are upset about it, and I get it. They loved it. They've built pins and, like you said, a whole ecosystem around the design, and it's okay. For me, it'll be okay. We'll still be good.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah. I've seen it a couple of times, or maybe, yeah. And I'm good.
Hopefully you didn't get engaged in front of it or something like that. Or,
Yeah. Well, I
you're going to
mean,
be bummed.
to be fair, where I got engaged is is
It's
now
not,
a second team soccer stadium that is not even
yeah.
not
But the
even
team's still
used
there.
really.
You
So
still have a team at least.
yeah, that's true.
Well, we
They
still have
just
Disney World
they
too.
just found that
So.
that place was not worth it anymore. So there's that.
In fairness, it wasn't.
So
It was cool. Cool place to do it.
yeah, it was
The
cool.
middle of the
All
old
right, so
Cruise
next bit of-
Stadium for everybody who's wondering.
Yep.
Yep, the mid
Yeah,
pitch.
yeah. If I remember,
And,
I'll put a picture right here. Yeah, I'll put a picture of
Yeah,
it all happening. Yep.
true
So
love.
anyway, the next bit of news is the Very Merry Christmas Party and the Jollywood Nights dates were announced, which obviously impacts me because I'm going to do both of those this year. Never done Jollywood Nights before, so I'm super jazzed about that.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be a lot of fun.
Excited to hear
The
about it.
dates are as yeah. The dates are as followed. There's a crap ton of Very Merry Christmas. I'll start with November. There's the 8th, 9th, 12th, 13th, 15th, 17th, 19th, 20th, 24th, 25th, 27th. And then in December, the 1st, 3rd, 4th, 6th, 8th, 10th, 11th, 13th, 15th, 17th, 18th, 20th, and 22nd. So just keep in mind those prices range from like $189 to $229 per ticket. Obviously, it's usually more the closer you get to Christmas, the price usually increases. And then for Jollywood Nights, it's November 7th, 14th, 16th, 21st, 23rd, and 28th. And then December 5th, 7th, 12th, 14th, 19th, 21, 23rd, and January 3rd and 5th. And these usually range from $169 to $200. And once again, the closer you get to Christmas, it's going to be more expensive. Now, for resort guest bookings, they're going to be available starting July 9th. So that's a big date where you want to make sure you've already told your planner,
Travel agent. Yep.
your travel agent. Yep. that you want to do them, pay, let them know so they can book them. There's a way that they'll get them set up right away. So when they become available, they'll snap into play. But if you're not staying at the resorts, general public sales are the 16th of July. So just a week later. So, but yeah, so that's pretty exciting for us. We've already told our travel agent that, we plan on doing both, and we told her the dates that we wanted to go. We had to change around our plans a little bit, but we knew that that was going to likely happen. So to fit both parties in and make it work. So we're super jazzed. Gwen's already talking about what she wants to wear for the Jollywood night. She was like, "Are you going to dress up with me too?" I was like, "Listen, if dress up means I can still wear shorts and be comfortable, yes, I will do that." But I'm not, because she was talking about like, I want to wear like a Leia-esque evening gown, and I'm like,
What the hell?
we are not going to be matching. That is not happening for me. So because I'm not going to wear an evening attire. So maybe I'll get one of those. Maybe I should get one of those tuxedo T-shirts.
Yeah.
I'm sure they
Oh,
probably have a Disney one that's got like Disney ears, like plume on the chest or something.
bro, you look good in a tux. You should put up a picture of your senior pics with the bow tie. Wasn't that a tux, or was that just a suit?
Does tux, yeah.
Yeah. Just put that. He'll put it up right here in the pics for everybody.
No,
so.
I'm not going to put that up. Don't look for that. That is not happening.
Come
Not
on,
happening.
man.
I don't even have those pictures. I'd have to ask my mom for pictures.
Your mom could easily snap a pic
Listen,
with her phone.
Listen, she is an aged woman. She needs to
Dude,
focus on
she is
living
a young,
life to her
youthful
fullest.
lady. No.
And she wouldn't even know how to take the pics on her phone or
Dude.
anything like that.
Come
So
on.
it's just best that we push on through and just accept that we will never put those pictures on this pod.
Okay, I'll let it go.
So anyway, another set of dates that's important to know. So if you're planning on making a trip down anytime soon to Disney World, November 4th through 12th, especially the 5th through the 8th, that's New Jersey week or Jersey week. Jersey week is a weekend, long weekend every year that basically all of New Jersey gets out of school. And a lot of those folks, because they're out for an extended weekend, they shoot on down for the weekend to Disney, and it is packed. So if you're looking at dates to go and you're just starting to plan that vacation now, maybe try not to go those weeks or during that week, or just know that it's going to be a higher traffic, because it's going to be pretty rough. But yeah, so that's it's like when you're there for like one of those cheerleading competitions, and it just feels like it's like you go to like Epcot one day or Magic Kingdom, and you're like, it seems extra busy today, but it didn't yesterday. That's what it's going to feel like.
Yeah.
So
that Pop Warner, Pee Wee football is chaos. It's just a bunch of boys and their families, and it is they're having a good time, but it'll be extra. So
yeah,
I get it. Good tips.
Carousel of Progress. Last day for that is July 6th before it goes down for that long refurb. So yeah, so just if you're going to get to the parks before July 6th and you want to see it one last time, make sure you stop in and see it, because we're looking at like a week away. So
better go book my trip right now.
Yeah, real quick for the 4th. Yeah,
I've been there on the 4th.
Awesome. I know, but this is the big one. So I'm really excited to see videos and whatnot of that this year. I hope that's going to be good.
Me too.
Yep. And then my last bit of news was the Pirates of the Caribbean. I don't know if you saw the new animatronic that they put in. I think they put it in at Disneyland, if I'm remembering correctly. But anyway, basically the face changes from like an actual live looking face to then it turns to skeleton when he flips the coin or whatever.
Bro.
So yeah,
that's fire.
If I can do it, I'll try to put a side by side somewhere here.
Dang, I would love that.
Maybe I'll put it on our faces. Like boom, boom.
That'd be awesome. Yeah.
But anyway, it's like a new animatronic, so it's basically, it looks really cool, and everybody's always like, why do they have to change it? But Pirates is like one of my favorite
Whatever.
rides, if not my favorite
Yeah.
ride. And I'm perfectly fine with this. I think it's like, technology is a beautiful thing. And Walt always looked at technology as a beautiful thing. So it'd be silly for us not to um, take advantage of some of those advances. So
Agreed. Wonder
um,
what it'll be like
I'm
in
really
like 200
excited.
years. Probably have
Oh, yeah.
skeletons crawling up your boat and stuff. Be wild.
Yeah. Oh, don't tease me with a good time.
I know, man.
So yeah, so that's about all I got from news. Do you had anything, or you want to talk about anything?
I don't. No. I had the gingerbread, and I knew that's what you were pretty much touching on. So, because I knew you were going to
Yeah,
be bugged
you
by
mean
it,
the tree,
the tree,
because
the
I'm an
tree. Yes.
idiot.
I'll tell you what, though, I really, really want to go and stay at Fort Wilderness during Christmas and see that tree in there. That thing looks incredible. So one day I'll do it.
I guess we could technically do that on this trip.
Yeah, you should.
I'm gonna make note of that. Fort Wilderness. You know what, I say that, but I'm sure Gwen's already been like, you know what we should do.
She's got plans. Yeah, she's got plans.
If people
we
didn't
should
know
do?
out there, I feel like I've said it before, but I am definitely a passenger princess at Disney. A lot of things in life I have like I have some say. I try to have half say in everything we choose as a family. When it comes to Disney,
You're lazy.
out the window. Yeah, that's exactly it. Not because Gwen wants to do all the work or she's like, we're hungry and all that. No. I don't care.
Ridiculous.
I just want to go along for the ride. I don't want to plan anything. She'll ask me a few questions. Oh, is there anywhere you want to eat this time? We haven't had Beacon Barrel. I've never been to Beacon Barrel. So we're going to go to Beacon Barrel on this trip. We were supposed to go on our last trip, but we missed our reservation and completely forgot about it because we were having a day. So a good day. So anyway, so we're going to go and I was like, that's about it. Like, she was like, well, what else do you want to do? Go to the parties. The stuff that we were already doing. I have not a planner for this stuff.
Yeah, fair enough.
So yeah, I'm really excited to just be along.
On our next bros trip, we should go to Camp Wilderness and get tent camping sites, and we'll camp there, me and you, in a tent, and that would be dope. You in?
I think that's it for tonight. It was fun, guys.
Come on, man. People, tell him he needs to be more.
Dude, I will say the one thing nice about camping there is I've even read that the campsites there's like no mosquitoes still. So hit us up in the comments if I'm wrong. Yeah, but I've heard that like there's it's much more comfortable. But that still sounds awful. I don't want to camp.
It sounds
anywhere.
Awesome. I think you meant
Pet
awesome,
camping.
not awful.
I don't want to do that at all. If I can go boop, air conditioner, like what are we doing?
We need air conditioning for. We'll just tough it out.
Why would I ever want to tough it out while paying money to be at Disney?
It's an adventure yet you haven't done yet.
No.
And we got that City Slicker strip going. We're going to do that.
I've also not stayed at French Quarter. I've also not stayed at, I don't know, other places.
Put those on the
would be
next.
fun adventures too.
Yeah, we'll do those on the next ones.
I've also not stayed at room 2058 or whatever at Pop, so we can stay there.
I see you. Yeah, I see you. That's not going to work. Yeah. That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
I hope you have stayed at that one. I hope you named one you stayed at. I hope
that would be funny, but I don't think I wouldn't even know. You know what I mean? I don't even know these things. I don't even remember where we stayed in the past.
I know what you mean.
I could tell you about where our room was, but I don't even know what decade we stayed at.
I don't know. We were bougie. We stayed near the Skyliner. That's all I know.
That's because my wife hooked us up.
I know. She's awesome,
man.
I never talk bad about Gwen.
Yeah.
She's the best. You married
making all them phone calls. Well, I want it best for my hubbies.
No, and then she got us
not what she
as a
sounds
gift.
like.
She got us lightning lanes to Guardians. She's great.
Yeah, that was pretty awesome.
Yeah, she is awesome.
I didn't get her any gifts when she went with your wife.
I know, because you're a jerk.
I just said, I just said, go have fun and don't worry about what you spend. And you know what? She didn't.
No comment. I have nothing to comment.
Hey, listen. They had a blast. That's really what was the main thing.
I don't want you
and
trying to drag me into these comments because I don't need that pain later in life from my wife.
What are you talking? The pain. You've already complained that because of my wife, your wife collects pens now.
That is a complaint. That's a valid complaint. That's completely fair because that's an addiction that we didn't have before. So yeah, that's not spending whatever you want at Disney. That's creating an addiction to where you spend whatever you want at home too, and that's not what I signed up for. So
true. Oh, get this. The other day, this was hilarious. The other day, it might have been Friday night. We're recording on a Sunday this week because Josh's busy and already tired of people.
We could have done Wednesday and you had to go to dinner. Don't put it all on me.
I told you we went to a nice dinner. It was very nice.
It was my kid's birthday on Tuesday.
Yeah,
let's tell the truth if you're going to tell it.
You said you were busy.
I am. You know what?
Anyway,
whatever.
We're too busy. Alyssa, longtime listener, great friend of the pod.
Yep. OG.
She texted the other night saying she was like, "Have you guys ever used Whatnot?" And I'm like, "Oh, have we?"
Oh, we're investors. We keep
that business afloat. Might as well be. Jeez. Jeez, it's taking 10% on every one of my orders or whatever, 8% or whatever it is. So
making a killing.
But it was just funny because she and Gwen was like, I'm pretty sure I told her about that at some point, but once you get in there though, that's trouble. You gotta block yourself. You gotta put spending limits, baby.
I'm surprised eBay hasn't done something to compete. They're gonna start. Oh, do they now?
Yeah, they have live auctions. Yeah.
Oh, didn't know that. Never done one.
I don't do live auctions. Like I don't put them on myself as an eBay seller. That's not something I have. No.
Yes.
I don't have the personality to talk to people like that.
You do it all day right here. No. You're great at this.
Yeah,
I'm talking to yourself.
Not people getting in the comments going,
"Oh my
God. Can you do a Pluto pen? I really want a Pluto pen." And I'm like, "Dude, I don't have any Pluto pens." And then 5 minutes later, "Do you have any Pluto pens?" It's like, dude, I already told you, bro. There ain't no Pluto pens. This is exactly what happened the other night. Last night.
The thing is, it would be me with a new handle every time. "Hey, you guys, Pluto pens."
Hello.
There you go.
Well, if you don't have Pluto, could you do one? Do you have any pins with Mickey and his dog?
I could just see how annoyed you'd be.
Just put me down. Oh my God.
So
yeah, I don't have the patience for that. I'd be like, dude, there ain't no Pluto pins tonight.
Block.
So yeah, okay. Exactly.
That's funny.
So.
That was funny. I'm crying.
Yeah.
Stupid. Good stuff.
All right, so 626 Day. Tell me about it.
Yeah, so 626 Day. So Stitch is Alien 626 in the movie. So on June 26th every year, we celebrate it as Disney fans as Stitch Day. And a core theme of Lilo and Stitch is Ohana means family. And so we thought we'd do a little take on why so many avid Disney fans considered or feel as if Disney's a branch of their family, right? So with that, I'm gonna let you start tonight and tell me, like, give me one or two big things why you think Disney is family.
So there's like there's a couple different things. So if you take Disney as a whole, not just the parks, but Disney as a whole, it's the movies, the TV shows, the entertainment, even in the parks and outside the parks, it's for everybody. It goes from, newborn to deathbed type thing. You know what I mean? Like they have so much to offer between like baby Mickey stuff all the way to, Mama Coco. So, I mean, there's just so much to offer at Disney that can bring like families together and over movies or TV shows, or like rewatching stuff now with Disney Plus. You have the ability to show your kids the shows that you watch. Like I was watching TV or a movie or whatever the other day with Lily, and she said, you know, I said, "Oh, I remember this episode,"
Yeah.
and she was like, "You've seen this before?" And I was like, "Yeah, I watched it when I was probably about your age." And she was like,
Yeah.
"You had this when you were a little kid?" I was like, "Well, it wasn't on Disney Plus. I watched it when it was probably like new."
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
but yeah, so it's like there's like it's just amazing that we can share in some of the firsts that with our kids that we got to experience and kind of reminisce through that too. So there's just
Sure.
that's my first thing.
So let me ask you, do you feel like Disney has become, it feels more like family as you get older, or the same or less?
Okay. Up until 5 years ago, I would have said less.
Okay.
But once I had a kid and I took them to Disney, it like multiplied by a
Yeah.
zillion. You know what I mean? Because seeing your kid run up to Mickey to give Mickey a hug,
Yeah.
it's like mind blowing to you. Like you could have had the worst day ever at Disney, which doesn't, there are bad moments, but usually you don't have bad days. But and then that moment happened, and it just everything goes away, and you're like, as soon as the trip's over, you're like, when can we plan another one? Because it was just that cool of a moment, and you're just like trying to recreate those moments for like those little, personal pictures in your mind that you'll never forget.
Yep. So I agree with you. I asked this because you posed this topic, and I actually thought
That was
about
actually
it.
my wife's idea, so I'll give her the
Yep.
credit for it.
Absolutely. I thought about it hard, and I know a lot of people who are like, they brand it this way: you're home. Disney's home. You step on Main Street, you're back home, right? I'm not going to try to be a downer here, but I had a period where I felt that way. The first time I went, I was 13, 14 years old. I had found my vacation for life. Like I knew it without a doubt. Then went there on my honeymoon, probably about 10, 12 years later. And then started going more as my kids were smaller, and we would go every year, or a couple of times we went twice in a year, and that is the cream of the crop. When you are watching your children at a young age, seeing the magic, and selfishly, it's for you. Your 5-year-old's not going to remember most of that trip, right? I
No.
knew that. I'm not going to lie to anybody and tell you that it wasn't for me. It was 100% selfishly for me. But as I get older, and you know what? My trip with you guys, when my kids went, I had those feelings. I feel like it wanes. And I've said this too much, and this is a Disney podcast, so I don't want to stick on this too much, because I do have very positive things to say about this, which is why I want to get the little bit of negative out of the way early.
Yeah.
I look back on my life and my family. This is going to get a little personal. My family, my mom raised 2 boys, single mom, didn't go on vacations much. We were lucky. Our families, my grandparents had a cottage at a lake, so we got to do boating and stuff like that. I wasn't like massively underprivileged. We didn't get to travel much. I'd only been on a plane one time before I went to Disney at 14. That was with my dad to Texas. My mom saved up for like 2-3 years to do this trip, and we had a great time. The way Disney is now, 14-year-old Josh, if he was raised right now, would never have made it. We never would have afforded it. There are kids out there who don't get to go, so while it does hit the range of young child to elderly adult, it does leave out some of the people who are less privileged. I miss that about Walt's vision of this being a place for everybody. That was my favorite thing about Disney. I've talked about it being a bit of elitist in the past, but in reality, vacationing is elitist. It really is. Like, if you can afford to travel anywhere, you're doing better than a lot of people in the world. So Disney is familiar, and Disney is still home for me because my best travel memories have come from there. But I miss the way that it was 20 years ago. I miss the way that it was when fast passes were free. But with that being said, there is no other place on earth I can go and forget about all of my life's troubles. And to feel like, hey, we define, this is what I would say, why Disney feels like family to me, because it still does. We can define parts of our life. Sometimes we'll talk about, like, when did that movie come out? Like, if somebody tells me a Disney movie, I'm like, oh, well, that's when I was 8 years old. Or, oh, yeah, this Lilo and Stitch came out when I was like 18 years old. And I remember these things as like milestones in life because Disney's been along the way with all of us since we got into it. I just feel for some of the people who don't get to experience that like I do. But the reality is life's not fair. And if Disney was affordable for everybody with the demand we have now, it would be an awful experience. It just really would, because the crowds would be too packed. That's the reality of it. That sucks. But I was really thinking about it, like heavy, because I wanted to give this the due it deserves. And that's the first thing. One, where I'm a little sad to see that it's gotten to this point, necessarily, I believe, because you have to control crowd size. But two, I can't imagine my life without Disney, because it's been such an attachment to where I've been from point A to point B, right? So I'm a little bit of both. Hopefully I didn't put like a major downer on this whole conversation, but maybe that's why it is family, because families aren't always perfect. So, there are things that you miss, things you want different, things that change, and you have to adapt with change, just like a family does. But I don't know. That's my take. That's my early take. I got more, but that's my first two takes.
So just a quick follow-up on that. I think there's always been people that couldn't afford to go to Disney. So it's not like it's a new thing that now the distance is growing greater. I think everybody can see that. And we're not going to get political about it, but I think that it's just the reality of how much it costs to go to Disney now is just, it's immense.
True. And you're right. You're 100% right about that. That even though I could go, that's because I was privileged enough to have a mom who had a professional career that afforded us to save for 2 years and do that.
And so she had summers off, which I know she had to work hard the whole year and everything. But she did have a profession that she had summers off. That allowed for her to take the time off. My dad was a union employee. That he was a union carpenter. He didn't have the ability to take paid time off. If you took time off, you just didn't get paid. So it's just different. And we went to Disney when I was older. When I was in high school or junior high school, somewhere around there. I can't remember the first time we went. But yeah, I mean it's not obtainable for everybody, but I do think it is getting more. You can say elitist. I don't know if I like that word, but it is. Sure. It is what it is. But I do think that there is a. Yeah, but there's like you were just saying, there is a demand that is so high, even at the prices that they are putting out there.
It's crazy.
That until that demand drops, why wouldn't the prices go higher? So,
and if you've been to Disney World when it's that busy, like if you go on a New Year's Eve, New Year's Day, Christmas, it's awful. I don't know how anybody enjoys that experience. You can't hardly walk. I think what it is for me,
a Saturday, for instance, a Saturday on a 3-day weekend, awful. It's just you don't even have to take one of these holidays. It could be a Saturday, the Saturday before Labor Day. Yeah. Awful. Or the Saturday before Memorial Day. Awful. I agree with you there.
Yeah, and I think that's a fair point. That's why I try to look at this from different perspectives. I will say this. Here's the big difference, and maybe this is my own income, and we live modestly. We're middle class in my family, so we do okay. But I used to come home from Disney and was sad I wanted to book the next trip right away, like immediately. And you guys still do this a little bit. I no longer
big on the bounce back.
Yep, the bounce back's such a good benefit. I understand. I don't do that anymore because I feel guilty about the money I've spent. I also have kids who are 5 years away from college, who are getting braces, who are going to need a car. We're getting into periods of my life where I'm starting to worry a little more about the future. Whereas when they were younger, I had time and I didn't as much. So that's probably more of an indication of where my life is at this point. But I didn't used to like be like, dang, I spent so much because it wasn't as expensive. A 10-day trip used to cost me $5-6 grand. Now it's 10. You know what I mean? And then I do feel like, dang, like what else could I have done to get good memories for a more responsible amount of money? And I like to bring that approach here because I think that's fair, because I think a lot of people worry about that. I think there's a lot of Disney adults and people I love but go into debt to do these trips to where they can't afford it. And that is not good, in my opinion. Like that's, I mean, if you pay it back, sure, but if you're doing that repeatedly to where you're hitting bankruptcy, like they've created that kind of demand. Like it's nuts.
Just you're working your pine off for 51 weeks a year so you can afford that week vacation that you actually go in debt for too. So you don't even actually afford it. And then you're working the next 51 weeks so you can pay that one off and kind of save a little bit to go again. That's a rough cycle to be a part of.
I mean, you literally started a successful eBay business purely so you don't have to feel that guilt, right? Like that's a lot of it. Purely so you don't have to feel that guilt.
When I went into selling on eBay, my thought was originally, hey, I watch these guys on YouTube and I really like to go garage selling.
Yeah.
So that was a way for me to go and buy things at garage sales and not feel bad. And then when I actually started selling things and started bringing in profit, like noticeable profit to our income, I thought, well, what the hell am I going to do with this money? Like, do I just put it in savings? Do I invest it? What? And, you know, Gwen and I would talk about like, how are we going to save for our next trip, or like whether it was going to Disney or to Myrtle Beach or we went to Michigan one year. I mean, you still have to pay for those trips. Like if it's not budgeted for those things, how are we going to budget? And that's when I thought like going forward, all vacation money, if I do this right, should come from eBay, like my eBay monies. If I work my ass off, I can make enough money to cover all these things. And that's, you're right. I basically had to get a side hustle to afford the trips that we do. Now we could cut back and do a lot less. We could do less stuff around here. We could, you know, we don't do a lot anyway, but we could do less and we could afford those trips. Or we could just do less trips and we would have more money to do things around here, more to save, whatever. But we just chose so far in our lives that we, you know, we want to experience these times now with our kids because, you know, the days may seem long, but the years are short, man. They're going to be gone before we know it. And it scares me. And I want to get as much out of these years as I can.
With that being said, Disney's great at that. Like, selling memories. That's what they're doing, right? Like they're selling stories and memories. That's what it is. But to be fair, I don't think they're selling those stories and memories to us because we've already gotten those stories and memories and we want more. They're selling those. Hey, have you ever tried a cruise? Come try our cruises. Now, we didn't get sold on the cruises because of those commercials. We got sold because our friends were like, hey, we're taking a cruise. You should come with us. but you know what I mean? Like the ones that are like 4 parks, 1 world. I mean, those aren't for us because we've been there and we're already sold. Going on property sells us. Yes and no, because I would say this because like I'm already planning when I finally go to Disneyland, I want to wait till that Coco ride comes out officially. Like they add things that do create demand, Beacon Barrel, pins, special limited edition. They're the limited edition kings. Like they are so good at driving supply and demand of things and creating hype. But with that being said, you can't say Disney doesn't feel like family if you're willing to spend the money and time to go back there. This is where I was really like, would I keep doing it? Like, you can't say like, oh, if I'm irritated, I feel bad. Well, the truth is I wish I could go more. and I'm probably disappointed that I can't without feeling irresponsible, right? Which
Yeah, and
is
we get like 4 to 6. You brought up the time thing, and that's a good point because we get what 4 to 6 weeks of vacation a year that
yeah,
we choose to use a week or two with Disney.
yeah.
I mean, that's
How do you?
crazy.
That is crazy, and multiple years. I don't
Mhm.
go every year now because I tend to save for a couple years and go every like 2 to 3. But then I do it a
Mhm.
little bit nicer than I would have done if I go every year. Um,
Right.
and that's great for us because we have other goals. Like we've talked about this, we're trying to see every state in the country
Hmm.
before my kids graduate, which is insanely privileged as it is. So I do realize that too. But I don't know. It's such a conflicting thing. I love it so much. This is the genuine feeling. I love it so much. I want everybody to have a chance to experience how happy it makes me. And the
Hmm.
reality is that's not possible. That's
No.
never going to be
And
possible.
if it was possible, you wouldn't love it as much
Exactly.
because your experience would be less great.
Yeah,
It would
it's
be
true.
it would not reach the mountain you put it on.
It
So
is. 100% agree with you. Um, and then I guess that's a testament to how well they've done things. Like, I'm not going to
Mhm.
hate on them that I love it that much, that I want it to be more accessible. But,
all right, think about this because you had talked about and I just had this pop in my head, and so I'm sorry I'm cutting you off, but
no, you're right.
the elitist thing or whatever, however you want to privilege,
Sure.
whatever you want to call it, that's been a thing with Disney for a long time. So
Yeah,
think
you're
about
right.
this. So take away the parks. When you were younger, did you have the Disney Channel?
I didn't.
Yeah, because you had to pay extra for it.
Yeah,
It
I know.
didn't for
My
most
mom
cable
didn't pay for it.
companies. It was not included with
Well,
cable.
I would get it for 3 months when you'd get it
Uh
for
huh.
free changing your cable company provider.
Or
And I
or
binge it.
they would or they would have free weekends. Hey, come try
Yes.
us out.
Yeah. And all I
Dude,
would
you
do is
realize
sit
how
there in
many
front of it, binge, binge, binge.
VHS tapes we recorded off of that and all that kind
Yeah.
of stuff? Like
Yeah.
so it's always been that way for Disney, in my opinion. It's just,
That's fair.
probably
And I said,
amplified more with the parks, but
and you made a
I
good
think
point
they've
when you
always kind
said,
of looked at that.
yeah. And you made a good point when you said, even when you went, Josh, not everybody could go.
Yeah.
That, you know what? That's
Yeah.
100% true. I think you see it differently when you're a kid. I mean, you just go because you could.
And you don't even know. And if you can't go,
Yeah.
you don't think about, oh, they get to go and I don't. It's just more like, I'm
Whatever.
sure some kids think that, but like when we were kids, there was no social media. So like when I
That's
was
true.
10 years old, it's not like I was seeing other people go to Disney. I didn't
Yes.
know.
I had heard about it. I'd see it on TV shows like when all the TGIF shows did a Disney
Like step by
episode.
step. And
Yeah, right.
yeah.
I was like, oh, dang, I got to do it, But I think I always
Yeah.
thought, hey, if I can't do it now, I will one day. I'll take my kids. Like
Yeah.
I had goals to get there. It was still a thing that I needed to do. But they've sold this idea that every kid should get to go once, right? Like it's like
Yeah.
so many kids, even a Make-A-Wish, go to Disney for Make-A-Wish, which is awesome.
Mhm.
But they're marketing geniuses in terms of selling demand. At the end of the day, when you break it down to bare bones, it's just rides and characters. Now, it's so much more than that when you add the details, but when you really break it down, it's just rides and characters. But they do it so well, better than anybody, that you miss it. Like you miss it like it's family because you love it that much. And I
And
think
that
that's
brings
where
me. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
no, go ahead.
I was gonna say, and that brings me to my next point. So when you actually get to Disney, the Disney bubble is like nothing else. And we've talked about the Disney
Yeah.
bubble multiple times over the life of this pod so far. It's like nothing else I've been a part of. Like I used to go to these different camps when I was a kid and everything, and you'd have that camp bubble that you'd
Yep.
go to where you're around a lot of people that were like you or kind of like you, or you had you were all there for the same reasons.
Yep.
Disney is kind of like that because you're all going there for the same reasons. But once you get there, you don't have to drive anywhere.
I
You
love it.
you scan a card or your Magic Band or your phone, whatever. You don't have to have your wallet on you. You don't worry about people stealing your kids. You don't
Nope.
worry about for the most part, you don't worry about people getting in fights or there being drunks around or people yelling obscenities or anything like that. There's air conditioning. There's proper medical support if needed. All these things inside the bubble that you don't think about when you're not in the bubble. But once you're in the bubble,
Yep.
you're like, oh, this is nice. And this
Everything's
is
taken care of.
it's cozy. Yep. And that's where it feels like family when you're at the parks, because it's just like, if you need something, you just go on the little screen tablet thing in your room and say, yeah, I need another pillow, or I need more sheets, or I need this or
Yeah.
that, or I would like to order a pizza to my room.
Yeah.
Those types of things. And it's
Right.
like, we don't have that here. Like when you're at home, you can't just go, yeah, could I get a large sent to my bedroom?
Yeah.
You know, it's just,
That's a really good point. I think especially for Disney adults, and for any parent who takes their kid and has a good experience. You don't have to be a Disney adult. You can go to Disney and take your kids regularly and still not be obsessed, but enjoy that trip a lot, right? For a little bit, you get to be more of a friend than a parent to your own family. Like the responsibilities are gone. The pressure, all you got to do is get to where you need to be at a certain time and do it. Like that's it. And you get to just vacations that way a lot, because you're getting away from your home takes away the daily pressure of chores and everything else. But especially at Disney, because they do it bigger and smoother. Now it's the only place I can think that you might get more of a bubble experience maybe is an all-inclusive resort or a cruise where they take care of literally everything for you, but you're getting less experience because there's less to do. So 6 in one, half done another, maybe. But I don't know. I think you're right. The Disney bubble is the thing. That's where you feel like I got to have the best time with my family with no pressure. And that keeps you coming back. It really does.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
and then the last thing I had as far as like why Disney feels like family is there is like an innate happiness whenever I think about Disney. Now there are some things that annoy me. Oh, I'm sorry if I took it from you.
No, it's perfect. Perfect transition.
But there are some things that annoy me, like the Chapek era where everything got expensive and they took away so much stuff. But then I think of Tink going over the castle on the movies, or I think of Sully and Mike walking into Monsters Inc. or whatever. I think of these things, and I think of like your kid hugging Sully the first, like when she ran up and hugged Sully. Like it's those types of things, and I connect them. So it makes me happy, even though I'm like, well, it's dumb. I have to pay for this, or that a room at the Polynesian costs $700 a night or something like that. Like, this is ridiculous. But look over here.
Pay no attention to the man behind the curtain.
Exactly. And I get drawn back in. I mean, it's so quick.
You don't feel guilty while you're there. You feel guilty when you get back home and the bubble pops, right? Like you step out of it. And some people don't. Like some people don't have to feel guilty for that. And that's great. Also, though, to your point to the happiness, I understand since COVID, people have complained more about customer service. But I'll tell you, 90 to 95% of my interactions every trip are the nicest people in the world. They get the best college people, the best part-time workers, full-time workers, the whole gambit, of people who just treat you kindly. And that's such a nice break from the reality of what we read and see in media every single day. Like, it's good when I don't want to be anywhere on my phone more than I have to be. Whereas most of the time I'm trying to keep up with life and my phone keeps me connected to everything I need to do. But when I'm there, I'm like, group text, see ya. Well, I'm not very good at group text anyways, but I get ridiculed for it a lot. It's getting better. But I don't know what happened in the week's worth of news. I stepped away from the world. I'm not going to follow up every little thing unless it's major. Yeah. Of course, if it's a major thing that everybody's talking about, I'm going to see it. But Um, just genuine happiness.
Yeah.
People are happy inside those walls. You rarely see anger. It does happen occasionally.
I feel like you're also just, because of like the lower crime and lower just interaction and the way they clean stuff up and things disappear. You don't see trash on the ground much or anything like
Never.
that. You're just so much more trusting when at Disney also. And that it's just it's a nice feeling that Disney gives. And it, I can't say anything else about it.
I tell this to people who have at least older kids who don't like rides. One, like you said, Disney's a place for everybody. You can hate thrill rides and still have the time of your life at Disney World. You can go there and just want a spa day and have the time of your life at Disney World. But if your kid doesn't like rides, they're like, well, what do you do? I was like, well, they have ride or switch, which is nice if they're younger. And if they don't, they can just wait on you while you ride. Like, just leave my 12 or 13-year-old standing there. And I was like, legitimately, it's the last place anyone's going to get kidnapped. It's not, there's so many adults like me and you that if some kids started screaming that would jump in, like you wouldn't stand a chance to get someone else's kid out of that park. It's impossible. So if there was a place you'd be comfortable with that, and all the cast members you just walk up and say, hey, my kid doesn't want to ride. And they'll say, he can wait right here. And you just stand off to the side till it's done, and they take him where you're done, and then they pick him up when him or her when you're done. And my friends just did it. He wasn't one of their boy wasn't the giant fan of thrill rides, and he just waited. It was no big deal. I mean, honestly, that kid's about as big as me and looks like he could whoop anybody, so that wasn't a real concern. But I'm just saying that's the safety we're talking about. Like, hey, where on earth are you going to leave your kid outside of your home to just handle themselves? Like, I feel like we did that a lot when we were younger, but that doesn't happen as much anymore.
Right.
And I would do that 10 times over at Disney World. So it's a safe place. Yeah.
Yep.
I think that hits all my main things. I think the fact that it feels like family, I love it so much. I just wish everybody could experience it, but that's, my utopia is not reality. So I have to remind myself regularly that, hey, man, you just got to live with it. Life's not fair. So, yeah. But, it's a good conversation. I love these kind of conversations. I think they hit at the core as to why we're even doing a podcast.
Yep, I agree.
Yeah, because it's the best memories we have with the best people. So, it's about all I got, though. I think we've been yapping long enough, and my phone just told me it's 20% battery, which is odd because it's plugged into the power supply. So I don't know what's going on there.
Yikes.
But might be drawing more power than I'm pulling in, so that could be part of it. But hopefully we don't have to re-edit this whole thing or record this whole thing. But
let's end it now.
Let's end it now. All right. With that, we will see you next week. Looking forward to it. Peace.